You ever finish a week of driving your F-150 and still have no clue which engine is actually saving you money? One tank feels great, the next one feels like your wallet got jumped. Here's the truth. On paper, the 5.0 V8 and the 3.5 EcoBoost look neck and neck. But that's marketing. In the real world, one of these engines quietly drains your bank account when you tow or dip into boost, and the other gets killed in city slog if you drive it wrong. Today I'll show you exactly where the dollars go, so you can pick the winner for your life, not the brochure. Pick wrong, and over 5 years and 75,000 miles, you can burn around $1,700 to $1,900 more in fuel, before we even talk maintenance. Pick right, and you keep that cash and get a truck that fits how you actually use it. Let's go to war with the spec sheet and settle this. The villain here is the combined MPG line and vague octane notes that ignore how Boost behaves under load. The prize is 5-year cost clarity you can actually take to the bank. Short version, Boost changes the rules. The second you tow, climb, or push into the throttle, cylinder pressures spike, and the EcoBoost's paper MPG collapses faster than most owners expect. The V8? It's honest. Hungrier at idle, steadier under load. Stick with me. I'm about to run the numbers and then show you the 2 situations where the EcoBoost crushes and the 2 where the V8 walks away. Scenario A. You live a towing or load-heavy life. About 30% of your driving is towing, hauling hills, or headwinds. Over 75,000 miles, figure the V8 around 18 miles per gallon light and 12 miles per gallon loaded on regular fuel. The EcoBoost can do around 20.5 miles per gallon light on regular, but under load, you're often closer to 10.5 miles per gallon, and premium fuel is recommended when towing. Do that math across 75,000 miles, and the EcoBoost can cost roughly $1,700 more in fuel because its loaded miles per gallon falls off, and the octane spread adds up. The window sticker never said, "Under Boost, all bets are off," but your receipts will. Why it happens is simple physics. Boost is a multiplier. It's fantastic torque for a small displacement, but to make that torque safely, you feed it octane in gallons. Under load, the EcoBoost's advantage narrows or flips. That's the part the brochure whispers about. Ever hook up a trailer, watch your instant MPG sink into the teens, or worse, and think, "Where did my turbo magic go?" That's it. You just found the line between brochure and physics. Scenario B. You're mostly commuter and light duty. 90 to 95% empty gentle throttle. Over 75,000 miles with conservative assumptions, the EcoBoost can save roughly $1,800 in fuel versus the V8 because it sips better when you're not living on boost. So, which is better? Neither. It's about your duty cycle and your right foot. On paper, they're close. In reality, your payload, your towing percentage, and your driving style pick a winner. Now let's talk maintenance, where small parts can become big money. Parts count matters. Twin turbos, wastegates, intercooler plumbing, high-pressure fuel pumps, and direct injection hardware give the EcoBoost more to maintain. The 5.0's valve train and oil system bring their own pain points, just different ones. Quick reality check on exposures. These are typical shop invoice ballparks and depend on your labor rate and model year. EcoBoost first. More turbo hardware and lines mean more potential failure points later in life. Intercooler condensation and charge air quirks under humid conditions have largely improved on newer years, but they're worth watching. Direct injection can build carbon on intake valves, so plan periodic cleaning if you want peak efficiency long-term. Now the 5.0 V8. Certain years had cam phaser or valve train complaints. Software and parts revisions improved it, but it's the item V8 owners watch. Some high milers in cold climates see exhaust manifold leaks or tick. The takeaway is simple. The EcoBoost has more potential points of failure. The V8 has fewer, but not zero. Your risk appetite and how long you keep the truck matter. 2 cheap habits pay for themselves. First, oil discipline. The right spec at the right interval. Boosted motors hate neglect. Second, air discipline. Filters, charge pipes, and clamps. Unmetered air means lean spikes, heat, and bills. Ever think, "I'll save money by pushing one more oil interval"? That's how a $60 decision becomes a 4-figure phone call. Where are you going to draw the line? At $60 now or $1,600 later? Let's talk drivability and feel. Torque down low wins daily life. The EcoBoost feels strong at 1,800 to 2,500 RPM, which makes a heavy truck feel lighter off the line and when passing. The V8 gives you linearity and sound, predictable pull, clean throttle mapping, less surge. One isn't right. They're different flavors of control. Resale? Markets change, but historically, clean records plus the right engine for your region wins. In 2 states and rural markets, buyers like the simpler V8 story. In suburbs with shorter commutes, the EcoBoost's real-world MPG reputation helps. Either way, service history is money. Picture this, a slider labeled Your Life. Slide towing percentage from 0 to 40 and watch total 5-year cost swing. At 0 to 10% towing with gentle throttle, the EcoBoost goes green. Above about 25 to 30% towing with a heavy foot, the V8 flips green. That's the real game, you, not the sticker. So here's the resolution. If you tow or haul 25 to 30% or more of your miles, live in steep terrain, or keep trucks well past 150,000 miles, the 5.0 V8 is the safe play. Predictable underload, fewer boosted parts long-term, regular fuel consistency. If you're 90 to 95% empty and you value punchy low RPM torque and calmer city MPG, the 3.5 EcoBoost makes your life easier and usually cheaper, as long as you maintain it like the little performance engine it is. In plain English, towing life means the EcoBoost's premium fuel, and towing MPG can erase its light-duty advantage, often swinging total fuel against it by around $1,500 to $2,000 over 5 years. Commuter life means the EcoBoost can save roughly that same amount versus the V8, if you're not living on the boost gauge every on-ramp. Before you buy, be honest about your duty cycle. Know your local fuel prices and octane spreads. Look up TSBS for your exact year and engine and plan service intervals accordingly. Budget for one surprise in 5 years. If that thought terrifies you, choose fewer parts, the V8. If you're comfortable managing a boosted motor, the EcoBoost's savings can be real. If your truck is a tool, trailers, hills, heat, the V8's steadiness pays you back. If your truck is a daily, school runs, errands, highway miles, the EcoBoost's real-world efficiency wins, provided you treat it with performance engine respect. Same badge, 2 very different lives. So no, they're not the same. They're opposites that look similar on a sticker. Pick the one that matches how you live, not how the brochure was printed. Now I want your real-world numbers in the comments. Trim, axle ratio, tire size, average load, towing percentage, MPG, and whether you're on regular or premium when you tow. I'll pin the most useful stats and build a follow-up with owner-verified data so nobody has to guess. Next up, I'm breaking down the hidden service interval that quietly adds years to whichever engine you choose. It's not what dealers push, and it's cheaper than you think. If this saved you money, hit subscribe. If it saved you regret, share it with the buddy who keeps saying, they're basically the same. They're not. See you in the next one.